Now, I'm smart as hell. I knew his ass was not dead. He created the fold. He created those monsters. Ain't no way in hell those monsters were gonna kill him. That's one. Two, ain't no way in hell or in the fold that he was gonna die by his own creation. He created it and he survived amongst it for centuries. Like, it just didn't make sense to me that they really thought that he was dead. Yes. Hey guys, what's good? Know what's really good? What's popping? What's cracking? I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm in a really great mood, and I don't know. I feel amazing, and I hope you're feeling amazing as well. But today, of course, you know we're taking an adventure back into Molly's world, where we hop in the director's seat, snack on our treats, and get into the real good deeds. And today we are getting into the nitty-gritty, the shadows, and the darkness, because we are going to be reviewing the new Netflix original series, Shadow and Bone. Action. Of course, you know I love to start off with my actors, so I have to give the actress who played Alina a round of applause. Yes, 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 yes. The actor who played Mal. And the one who played the Darkling, of course, the enemy. We have to give him a round of applause as well. The actors on the show were very diverse. And I loved how their diversity was incorporated into the show. The series is based off of books. So I know that their diversity may have been already written into the show. But sometimes, you know, directors tend to change things around when taking things off of novels or basing them off of books. But I loved that that remained consistent with, you know, being her, Alina, being half Shu, which to us, as we're watching, you know that means she's half Asian. Inej being Suli, of course you know that means she's Indian or brown-skinned. And it was hinted, and people in the show treated them differently. And it showed to me that these people that they're representing, it's happening currently. But like I said, I love the way it was entwined in a different setting and still had the same meaning and was effectively portrayed. If you're wondering and watching this video and trying to see if it's a great show to watch, you should definitely watch it, because I probably am going to spoil it a little after this. Alina, obviously she's an orphan. She comes from this very poor place, but her and Mal were raised together in this orphanage, and she was supposed to be tested to see if she was she was supposed to get tested to see if she was a Grisha, but she knew in order to fail the test, you have to be experiencing pain somewhere else. So she cut herself in order for her and Mal to stay together. Now, Alina and Mal's relationship, let's get into that. I love it. There's nothing better than a connection that's so strong that you fight for each other every waking moment of the day. And I loved how Alina not necessarily moved on, but got rid of the matching scar that they had and still found the strength to not only accept him again, because it's like she had to move on, and she gave herself an answer like, okay, if he's not responding and he's not sending me letters, then it's time for me to move on. So she moves on, And the entire time she's thinking, oh my gosh, she doesn't care anymore. Here he is out there fighting for her, fighting to find a way back to her. And that is what I love. Despite him not receiving letters from her or him not being able to send his letters, he still had hope and faith and trust that if he keeps fighting for her, he will eventually get to her. And he did. And when he finally got to her, he understood what she had to do in order to continue to move forward, because he understood her predicament and understood that they have been separated and the separation was out of their control. But what was in his control was getting back to her. And that relationship and that fight for each other continued throughout all the episodes up until the very end. The need for Mal to survive was solely based on Alina. And Alina's need to survive and help everyone else was solely based on her helping Mal. And that connection, I was just like, I felt that. But we also have another relationship with Inej and the magician man, the crooked man. That was very toxic to me, because Inej is clearly showing how dedicated and loving she is to this man, and he is just unreceptive. He is cold, callous, up until the very end, where he finally admits that he needs her when she is deciding to finally go off on her own journey and find herself after waiting on him for how many years that she's been his partner. And now he's like, yeah, now I need you. And she's like, but now that I'm doing something for myself and I'm making choices when you need me. So I'm interested to see where that relationship goes, only because of the way it ended. And I appreciate the way it ended because Inej is standing up for herself. She is doing finally something that she wants, because she's been captured or under a contract for this other lady back in her hometown and works for this magician crooked man, can't remember his name, but she's always been contracted to someone and she hasn't had the ability to make a choice for herself. So I'm excited to see what happens after, because if she stays with him, then of course she's not making a choice for herself, but for him. Well, actually, who am I? I'm not the character, so I don't really know what she's doing. Then we have a relationship that I was rooting for with Nina and Matthias, and I was like, damn, Matthias doesn't even know what Nina did for him because he was knocked out. But at the same time, you can't blame him for thinking that, damn, she really betrayed my trust. This was all a lie, because she is a heart render, and heart renders have the ability to change your heart pace and seduce you to make you believe things and mind trap you. So in his mind, it's like, damn, that was all a lie. It was all a joke. It was all a test, because that shit didn't mean anything, like, at all. But Nina genuinely cared for him, and she was trying to save his life versus him being completely sent to death. She knew that by him being captured, she had at least more time to free him and get him out versus him completely being dead. And I understood her reasoning. I probably would have done the same thing. So I'm like I said, I was rooting for those two, because Matthias, I know he has a butt chin, which is kind of, but for some reason, it fits his face. And I'm just like, yeah, I get it. I get why Nina wants to save his life. Also, one last relationship that's not really a relationship, but I'm excited to see what happens, is with Jesper, the shooting guy. He is the one gay or LGBT character in the show that I am rooting for. And the reason why I say that is because there was another, the two red guards that's always with the general. I think those two are married or in a relationship, because of a scene that they were at like a party feeding each other cake. I noticed that, but I'm rooting for Jesper only because Jesper is single, and I'm hoping that he finds someone that he can stay with versus him always being on the go and on the run and on another mission. So here we have General Kerrigan, who turns out to actually be the Darkling, and the Darkling is actually the Dark Hectic, or the Black Hectic, or whatever they called him. Basically, he's the one that caused the Fold, and he's been alive for centuries, just wreaking havoc and keeping the Fold open and alive, because he just wants power. That's basically it. He's power hungry, wants to be all powerful, and thinks that he's protecting the Grisha, but he's really not protecting anyone. He's really just killing people. But we got, I always, because they showed his backstory, and every villain has a reason why they do what they do. And the person that he was in love with was a Heartrender, and they came to burn him and came to kill him. And in the process of that, the Heartrender, whom I assumed that he was genuinely in love with, got killed in the process. They murdered her right in front of him. And after that happened, that is when he opened the Fold. So it kind of reminded me of WandaVision, to be honest, where it was like Wanda had to see Vision's dead body, she was in so much pain, and then boom, she just opened the hex. So it's the same thing with Mr. Darkling here. Alexander, he has so many damn names, but he opened the Fold because of the pain that he was in, thinking that he was protecting the people in there, but the darkness eventually turned them into monsters. Now, like I said, he was power hungry, and for centuries he searched for this Sunbringer, or this Sun Light Bringer, Sun Mover, Sun Boomer, Sun Beamer, whatever they called her. Basically, this saint or this god had the ability to mend light and create light and just manipulate it, because no one had ever seen that power before, and that power is the only power that can stop the Fold. And here comes Alina. Like I said before, she skipped her test, and she didn't allow anyone to know if she was a Grisha or not, because she wanted to be with Mal. Come to find out now, Sis is actually the Lightbringer, the Sunbringer, whatever you want to call her. She is the savior, basically. She's here to save the world from the Fold and let people free, but she doesn't know how to use her powers or anything. When she eventually learns how to use her powers, the Darkling manipulates her and takes her powers from her and uses her as a beacon to generate more power for him to extend the Fold and kill more people. But my sister Alina was smart. She disconnected themselves, and then she left him in the Fold, thinking that he was dead. Now, I'm smart as hell. I knew his ass was not dead. He created the Fold. He created those monsters. Ain't no way in hell those monsters were gonna kill him. That's one. Two, ain't no way in hell or in the Fold that he was gonna die by his own creation. He created it, and he survived amongst it for centuries. Like, it just didn't make sense to me that they really thought that he was dead. No, he's not dead, and I know he's coming with vengeance, because I said that the minute I saw him, the minute he got up and he was coming out of the fold, I said, this shit is going to fucking follow him. It's going to move. And he got up and he looked back, and I just thought that he was going to walk and it would follow him. But he said, follow. And like these monsters, I said, oh shit. Like it's about to go down. And I hope Miss Alina is ready. I hope Mal is ready, because it's really about to go down. I love the way the episode ended with all of the remaining important characters in the same space. And they're going to be on a boat for a number of days with each other. So it's only right that eventually their truths get told and they all connect, and then we have this big team of people fighting off the Darkling and trying to stop the Fold. I would like a season 2, please, Netflix, because it was worth it. It was very suspenseful. It was intriguing. And it had you thinking not only about magic and powers, but the relationship dynamics in the show were great as well. Like I said, that like intensity, I don't even know what to call what Mal and I'm gonna call it True North. True North. I want True North. I feel like I have True North, but I want True North. And if you watch the show, you would understand. It's basically them calling each other home, because they never kissed. They never said, I'm in love with you. It was just an inseparable, unconditional love that was finally discovered. And it was like, oh, I'm getting this warm feeling in my chest. And I'm excited to see more powers or discover more Grisha, because we've only known these two countries between the Fold, or on the opposite sides of the Fold, we've only seen these two countries. So I'm excited to see what happens when the Fold finally comes down, or what happens when these Grisha are exposed to the rest of the world, because we don't know the conditions, or we don't know the people that's in the rest of the world. We don't really know what age they're in, if I'm correct, because I don't think they had like a date on the thing. So it's like we don't know where they are in advancement compared to the rest of the world. I also think that there's more to Alina's powers than she recognizes. And the reason why I say that is because she drew that was it not an antelope? Damn. She drew that dare, or whatever it was. I'm gonna call it a dare. Moose. I don't know what it was, but she drew it at a younger age before she even knew about it. So I think that somehow her being the Lightbringer, she's connected to all of these animals. That maybe some time ago, she, not her necessarily, but a previous like Lightbringer created these animals to keep the balance somehow, knowing that eventually when we need that all-powerful Lightbringer to eradicate the darkness in the world, to bring it back to a balance, that these animals will come out and find that Lightbringer and choose to give that Lightbringer the power. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. I like that idea a lot. If you have any theories, please let me know down below in the comments. But this is all that I have for now. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please scroll down, hit subscribe, then hit the notification bell so you get notifications and updates from when I post more videos. If you have any more shows or movies that you would like me to review and get into the real good juicy details, then please let me know, because Netflix is coming out with a bunch more movies. But I love you guys and thank you for watching. Mwah.